What we're gonna do right here is go back. Way back. Back into time.
Hello Exiles, and this is Fusion Gaming, and welcome to the channel. This is going to be the first video of my League videos, which will describe every single piece of content and provide you with a guide as to every little bit of all pieces of content within the game. Now, as you can see from the video in the background there, this is very early stuff we are talking about. So I'm taking you back to 1.1, which was one of the first leagues, and this is one of the first leagues where content was actually added into the game as the core game. Now obviously there was a few leagues prior to this, but none of the content, I believe, other than maybe items, were kept in the core game. So this is the first league where strongboxes were added into the core game. Now, with strongboxes, just to give you obviously a little bit of information, strongboxes are a box which obviously are located within your maps that you then select. And obviously once you have selected it, you open the strongbox and a series of monsters will then appear from the box. Once you have killed the monsters, then the items from the strongbox will then open. So it's a case of obviously just killing everything from the box and then move on and complete the rest of the map. Now there are various different types of strongboxes within Path of Exile. There is 9 in total, and we're going to run through all 9 of them very quickly right now. Now the most common strongbox is just a regular strongbox. There is no wording on it, and it will literally just say strongbox on the actual box itself. Now I'm not going to include this in the 9 because this is just a regular strongbox. There are different variations of these strongboxes, so you can have a large strongbox, an ornate strongbox, and just a regular old strongbox, and that's it. Then we move on to the different variations of strongboxes, and those strongboxes are diviner, operative, cartographer, arcanist, armorer, gem cutter, artisan, and jeweler. Now I will be providing a cheat sheet in the description below, which will give you a little bit of a helpful guide as to what they do, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you on screen what each one of them will provide you in rewards. Now the first one we come to is the Diviner Strongbox. Now this one will provide you with divination cards. Now every single divination card that is within the pool can drop from this strongbox. Now the next one that we come across is the Artisan's Strongbox. Now this will drop items that provide quality, so like glass blowers baubles, gem cutters prisms, chisels, armor scraps, and blacksmith whetstones. The next one, as you can imagine, gem cutters provide you with a selection of gems, so it can drop anything from level 1 gems all the way up to level 21 gems, and it can also drop gems with quality. It can even have a chance to drop the divination card, which will then provide you with a gem cutter's prism for you to be able to then add quality to your gems. The next one is the Jeweler's Strongbox. Now this one will drop anything in regards to jewelry, so amulets, rings, 2-stone rings, or any belts, anything that is required or anything that is classed as a jewelry item will drop here. The next one would be the Armorer's Strongbox. Now the Armorer's Strongbox will drop any pieces of armor, as it says in the name, so any chest pieces. Now sometimes you can get 6 links that will drop from this as well. The next one would be the Operative Strongbox, which just drops scarabs that can be polished, gilded, winged, or rusted. The next one would be the Cartographer's Strongbox. Now this one is very, very rare. I had to do 63 maps for this to appear, but this would just drop you maps. The next one would be the Arcanist's Strongbox. Now this will only drop you currency items, so it can drop you Divine Orbs, Exalteds, and any basic currency. Now the last one is a unique strongbox. Now the unique strongboxes can vary slightly in terms of what they will drop, and it's all based on what it says on the actual strongbox. So it can roll any of the previous strongboxes. So you could run an Arcanist strongbox, a Cartographer strongbox, and any of the previous names. And what it will then do is it will then usually drop them in a higher grade and a higher volume than any of the previous ones. Now a unique strongbox is very rare, so if you do come across it, it's always best just to do it. Now, the good thing about strongboxes is you can edit them. So if they are unidentified, then you can actually identify them, you can scour them, and you can actually add quality to a strongbox with engineer's orbs, which will then put it to then 20%. Then you can then use an orb of alchemy to then make it rare, and if you really wanted to, you could then use a vile orb to then corrupt it. But you got to bear in mind that corrupting it obviously will then potentially make it a lot harder than what you was anticipated previously. Now, you can do this with every single type of strongbox unless you have taken the Atlas skill tree point, which I will show you in a second, which means that all strongboxes are corrupted and rare. Now, in terms of juicing strongboxes, there are a few different ways that you can do it. Now, there are on your skill tree, you can take this node as soon as you start in maps, which will then give you more chance for the strongboxes to include extra packs of monsters, and it will provide you with an extra strongbox. Up here, there is then an additional section which then allows you to then have strongboxes are corrupted and rare, and gives you a more chance for the strongboxes to be operatives. Operatives, as we've said, is all Scarabs. And the final strongbox section is up here, where you can then increase the chance of you to see certain strongboxes. So the middle one here is for cartographers, the top one is for divination cards, and the bottom one is for the currency ones, which is the arcanists ones. That is the easiest way for you to be able to juice up the strongboxes within your map from your Atlas tree. Alongside that, you can also use Gilded Scarabs. This will then provide you with the 5 additional strongboxes. On top of that, you can then also run Ambush on your map device, and this will then provide you with a further 4 strongboxes. Now, if you didn't want to use Ambush and you wanted to use Polished, that gives you 4, and if you run Rusted, that would give you 3. Now, another way to juice your maps with strongboxes is to use the Sextants. Now, there is a Sextant, there's two Sextants that are predominantly used, and there's one Sextant which is for the big rollers. So the first Sextant you can use is this one, which provides you with the 2 additional strongboxes, and all of your maps, all your strongboxes within your maps are corrupted and rare. Now bear in mind, if you take this node, then there is no need for you to take this node, because it gives you the exact same thing. Next thing you can do is you can run strongboxes are enraged, and they have 500% increased item quantity. Now, the enraged element means that they will try to kill you. It means that they will either have detonate dead, ice nova, lightning storm, firestorm, explode, everything that you can think of on every single one of the boxes. Okay? Now, as you can see here, this is 500% quant, and there is only 4 uses. Once you start to make a bit of money and you're able to afford it, you can then move on to the enraged, which is 600% quant and 16 uses. Now, this sextant in itself costs 10 divines, so it's not cheap. Okay. There is also, if you really enjoy doing strongboxes, there is an Alva Memory, which is Alva's Memory of Cascading Fortunes. Now, the way this works is as you run through your map, you will come across a series of strongboxes. Now, they will be in 3 different sizes, so you will pop them and it will open all 3 strongboxes in succession. So it will open up the big one, then the medium one, then the small one. It does kind of remind me of Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. There is a nice big one, a medium one, and then a small one. As you can see on screen there, obviously 3 big boxes, you pop them and it will give you 3 sets of rewards, which will then scale based on the map and the quant of the map. Now, the last way that you can juice strongboxes and try and get as many strongboxes as you can is with something called Monstrous Treasure. However, because it is so rare, I'm going to leave this to last. Now, what it does is it basically applies a mod onto your map, which basically means that there is anywhere between 24 to 36 strongboxes. Now, previously we used to be able to get this from prophecies, but obviously since they have been completely removed from the game in 3.17, they have now added it to the tree here. And as it says here, Monstrous Treasure is now a special map crafting option and can be accessed by Shaping the Skies. Now, Shaping the Skies is a mod that is on your tree, and it does say that maps found have a 15% chance to be higher, and we get a 3% chance of completing your maps to gain a free use of a special map crafting option. Now within the game itself, obviously Shaping the Skies, if I remember rightly, it's either on this side. I always forget which side it's on. So that's Shaping the Skies. There it is there. It's on the left hand side. So if you wanted to try and go for that Monstrous Treasure, you could always just spec into this and then just run a ton of maps, and there is a chance that you will then get it. There is quite a few different special map crafting options, but it is one of them. And if you do want to juice it, if you was to run that mod and then let's say it with strongboxes that are 600% quant and they're enraged, and you ran it with let's say a winged scarab, which would give you even more strongboxes, then you would have like nearly 30-40 plus strongboxes in your maps, and that would just be insane. But that is how you can get Monstrous Treasure onto your maps. Other than that, that is pretty much everything. There's not much else to go through in terms of strongboxes. Like I said, I will provide you with a cheat sheet down in the actual description below, and I will put it on screen for you now so you can see how it looks. It's a nice helpful guide, so if you do come across a strongbox and you're wondering, should I juice this or should I not juice it, you can have a quick look at this, keep it on your desktop or keep it wherever you want, and it can actually help you in terms of juicing. Other than that, thanks for watching. I'll be posting my next video in the next couple of days, which will be discussing the next league mechanic which has been added core to the game, and that will be Beyond, which was added in the Forsaken Masters League, which was 1.2, and we will discuss how you can juice Beyond, how you can get double Beyond on your maps, and how you can kind of juice it as much as you can to try and get as many mobs and monsters in your map as possible. Until the next video, thank you for watching. If you like my videos, throw us a subscribe, throw us a like, put a comment in if you want a video on anything in particular, and I will see what I can do for you. Until the next video, thank you for watching, and stay sane, Exile.